is Sgt Moss. I'm a 92 Alpha, which is an automated logistical specialist, and my job duties are to support the units below us by providing support by delivering our equipment and parts to them by using our heavy machinery and trucks. We are a vital role in going out in the field and providing support. We are the ones that deliver everything and supply all of the other units below us, so without them, they wouldn't have the equipment needed to complete the mission. One of my favorite parts is the camaraderie that I have with the other soldiers, so all of us coming together and performing as a team in order to accomplish our mission is absolutely outstanding to me. To do my job, you have to keep track of a lot of moving pieces. One, you have to keep account for the keys, the vehicles, the status of the vehicles, and if you're in my position, you have to keep track of the soldiers beneath you, which are a lot of moving parts. So being a 92 Alpha, you're able to do a lot of courses. You're able to do something like air assault, airborne, or even slick, which is your sling load inspector course. And that can open many doorways through traveling throughout the state and transferring to different National Guards. And such as courses as the sling load inspector course is a lot of movement of parts and equipment through air mobility. So that's a huge one that we take part of as well. When I was in Afghanistan, we kept track of millions of dollars worth of equipment, anywhere from vehicles to maintenance parts to laundry and MREs. So it's a big responsibility because you are putting a lot on the line, not only yourself, but also what you represent in yourself. The responsibility is great, and when you're representing yourself and having all of that weight on your shoulders, you really need to carry on as a professional and a leader. Being a 92 Alpha, I signed on as a 92 Alpha because there was a lot of responsibility that came with it, and when they offered me an additional $20,000 for the sign-on bonus, and myself being so young, I felt like that was a great way to start my civilian career, along with coming out on top financially as well. Everywhere that I go, I'm able to use this skill, whether it's for another logistics job, being a logistician, or even just another warehouse worker moving equipment.
I'm Sgt Scheer. I'm a 92 Whiskey, and that is a water purification specialist. So we take water from any source, the ocean, a pond, a river, and we clean it, we run it through this machine, and it comes out clean. So 92 Whiskey is really important because no matter where you are, what you're doing, you need water. Our soldiers need water to drink, we need water to clean our clothes, to take showers, water to cook. And so no matter where we are, we can make clean water to do that. So this job is really important because there's so many different things that we have to do. If there's any bacteria in the water, if we don't put enough chlorine in or too much chlorine in, if we miss something, anybody who drinks this water or uses this water can get sick. So we had to make sure that everything is perfect. After I got back from my training, I went to Kirkwood Community College in Cedar Rapids, and my college was paid for through the Guard, and I also had scholarships to that college, so I didn't have any financial burden to worry about. I could just focus on my classes. I would recommend my job because it's intellectual, it's a challenge. You still get to do the physical labor of it, which I like to do. You get to work with tools. You kind of get a little bit of everything, and you're kind of off on your own, so you get this camaraderie with the people that you're working with. So this is a bottle of water we actually purified 2 years ago, and the cool thing is it came out of a pond covered in algae and filled with alligators, and it came out looking this clear.
My name is Sgt Moss. I'm a 92 Whiskey, which is a water purification specialist. Beside me are all the test kits that we use when we're going through the purification process. So in my hand here is actually a turbidity meter, which measures the amount of solid objects in the raw water before it actually goes through the purification process. So beside me is actually the chlorine test meter. We utilize that to see how much parts per million is in our purified water. Fun fact, if it's 1 part per million, that's measured for drinkable water. 2 parts per million is when we actually keep it in storage. So next I'm going to talk about all the different filtration that it actually goes through when we're purifying the water. The first filter that goes through is actually in the raw water source. We set this filter in the water, and this is going to separate any solid objects before it actually goes into our system. Next, it's going to go through our microfiltration source, which is a bunch of small, little tiny fibers that's going to separate the smaller particles from our finished product. And the last one would be the reverse osmosis capsules that the water is fed through with very high pressure to get the last of the small residuals out of the water before we actually classify it as purified.
Hi, I am Private First Class Sanchez. I am a 92 Foxtrot, which is a petroleum supply specialist in the Iowa Army National Guard. We are essential for the Iowa Army National Guard because without us, no mission could be accomplished. We keep the Army on the move. Some of the jobs that we do is store and supply petroleum. We fuel vehicles and aircraft. We transport and test different fuels, and we also maintain and operate equipment. I chose to be a 92 Foxtrot because I wanted something physical and hands-on and something that was essential to the Iowa Army National Guard. Behind me, I have a tank rack module, also known as a TRM. We use this as a 92 Foxtrot to transport and storage fuel.
So I joined the Iowa Army National Guard my freshman year at high school. A recruiter came and brought a rock wall, and I was afraid of heights, but climbing that rock wall, I was the only one who made it to the top. And that conquering my fears and that sense of adventure, that's why I really wanted to join.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video on logistics. If you've been inspired by anything you've seen today, contact your local recruiter or find us at Iowa Army National Guard Recruiting and Retention on all social media platforms.